Hey guys, Winter Kills here, and welcome to a brand new week, and with it the start of a brand new set of locals feature matches. Here we are in round one, where we have Prank Kids versus Mutants, two very good friends of mine here on the camera. And one thing I want to mention too is my friend on the left here actually has a YouTube channel of his own, and he has certainly been on the grind, so go check him out, toss him a sub. I'll leave a link to his channel down in the description below. He puts out a lot of great videos, and I actually was recently on a video on his channel where we opened up some King's Court. So if you want to go check that out, you'll see it on his channel. Definitely go toss him a sub. We both would greatly appreciate that, and he definitely deserves it. So I just wanted to get that out of the way before we get started. Also, I took a poll recently and asked you guys who you thought would win this particular matchup, and just about 400 votes, and 73% of you guys said Prank Kids would win, while 27% of you guys said Mutant would win. Okay, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting poll results. Let's see if you guys are correct. A lot of you guys are really rooting for the Prank Kids strategy. Gotta love seeing Valarge on the Prank Kids. He's been on this deck for quite some time, and he's definitely very in tune with the strategy. So he does get things started here, activating 1-for-1, which is an incredible extender, we know, for Prank Kids. Discarding Ash to summon out a copy of Fansies, and it looks like on resolution we're going to see a copy of D-Shifter from our Mutant player, which you guys have seen in a first place deck profile maybe a month or two ago. D-Shifter is a card that can be main decked, you know, to a T in Mutants, because it synergizes very well with the field spell and various other cards. So yeah, it's going to prove to be very strong against Prank Kids here. Obviously, if he links off the Fansies, it's not going to trigger its effect to go ahead and summon one from the deck, since it never hit the grave. So he is forced ultimately to just go ahead and stop right then and there. D-Shifter is such an incredible card. Really never fails to just outright end somebody's turn. But, you know, it does come at the cost of only really being able to be used at a certain time while you have no cards in your graveyard. So Mutants getting started with a standby phase E-Telly to play around Effect Veiler. It looks like he's going to normal MO5 to go ahead and add Mutant Mist. He's going to activate MO5, tributing itself and banishing Mist to go ahead and summon the Mutant Beast from the deck, which makes, well, basically has an effect that says it can negate a spell effect or activation, I believe. And then it can also not be targeted by monster effect, which is really strong. So yeah, when your opponent activates a spell card or effect, quick effect, you can banish one card from your hand or field as cost, negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. So can't be targeted by monster effects, and it also is a spell negate, which is pretty good. You know, stopping targeting for monsters and negating spells, pretty generic, pretty good coverall for most decks, and will definitely prove to be clutch here against Prank Kids, stopping Place, stopping Pandemonium, stopping Prank, stopping Instant Fusion, stopping a wide range of really good cards. And it looks like we're also seeing a standby phase evolution, or not evolution lab, but the Mutant Expansion, which will summon a level 4 lower mutant monster from the deck. And then I will basically allow you to take a level 4 lower mutant monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. It looks like he did special summon the ST46, which added a copy of Evolution Lab. He normal summons Dropsies, links into Meow Mew, tries to activate effect. It's met with an Ash, tries to follow up with Poly, Beast negates, and that does it for our Prank Kids player's turn. And the advantage is going to continue to build here for our Mutant player, activating Evolution Lab to bring back MO5 to add ST46. Yeah, the little guys in this deck for Mutant, MO5, and ST46, they're really strong. If you're ever struggling in how to beat this deck, I think that's definitely where to look, is looking to stop MO5 and ST46 from resolving. Because that is going to obviously give them more cards to work with, which is exactly what they need to resolve their various effects. In this case here, ST46 tributing itself and banishing a trap from the field to go ahead and summon Arsenal, another one of the boss monsters from the deck, saying that it cannot be targeted with trap effects. And then it says when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can banish one card from your hand or field, then target one monster on the field's cost, banish it. So great removal there, and also a really strong body, especially under Evolution Lab, which is boosting all mutant monsters he controls here by 300, 100 attack for every banished mutant card with a different name. So making his mutant monsters a little bit harder to deal with in the battle phase. He's going to normal summon Roxy's, link for Meow Mew, and there's a Solemn Strike. And it looks like that is going to be the final nail in the coffin as we quickly head into a Game 2 situation. And as we do, I'd like to mention a quick shout out to Imperium Duelist, a longtime sponsor of this channel. Our Prank Kids players are actually using an Imperium Duelist mat, which I believe they actually have a few left of that particular mat, and they sell other amazing TCG accessories. Just came out with new outer sleeves for double sleeving. They sell dice, deck boxes, and more. Check them out at the link below, and don't forget to use my discount code WinterKills10 off at checkout to save 10% off your entire order. And if you guys are buying anything on TCG Player, please do not forget to use my affiliate link below, found in the description of all my videos. If you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back in the channel for cards you're already buying, and believe me, it helps out a ton. So yeah, back to the game here. Prank Kids going first as expected, not wanting to run into the various floodgates the mutant deck is known to run. And it looks like his combo is going to get off without a hitch here. No D-Shifter, no Ash Blossom. As a Prank Kid player, you really got to love to see that. Now resolving what looks to be Fansies and the Doodle Doo, dumping a copy of Place and adding a copy of Pandemonium off of the Doodle, as is expected. It looks like we're going to see that happen in reverse. Fansies sending Pandemonium, since it can be added back off of the Doodle or Bow Wow. And now we're going to see him add Place off of the Doodle. And Place is going to add red, and we're going to see Fansies summon blue. Okay, so getting all of his ducks in order here, and see where he goes from here. I imagine we'll probably see, yeah, another Link play here, probably going for Bow Wow, or could possibly, sometimes at this point, they might follow up with like a Fusion, or a Pandemonium, since it's not a once per turn and is very easy to recur back. But it looks like we're going to see him instead link into another copy of Doodle Doo, which is going to allow him to trigger red, summoning out a copy of blue. And I think the only reason we're seeing him do this is because it looks like he may try to set up a possible Totally Awesome. So yeah, we're going to see him activate Polymerization, which is becoming pretty popular again in the Prank Kids deck. I know for a little while it fell out of favor, and now recently it's found its way back into more Prank Kids lists, this one included, as well, I think, as the other Prank Kids player that was there this day was also on the Polymerization. So yeah, we're going to see him fusion into Rocket Ride. We're going to see blue get summoned back out of the grave. And now we're going to see Doodle add back, and then Rocket Ride is going to tag out to summon blue and Doodle. And that's getting another blue on board, which is basically now how he's going to do the Totally Awesome setup. 2 level 2 Aqua monsters for a very strong Omni Negate. Obviously, you know, it sets the card, it negates. If it destroys the card, also, it has to negate and destroy. So if a card activates in the grave, just a specific ruling example, and you negate it, cards that are in the grave cannot be destroyed, so therefore Toad cannot set it. And it's also important, too, because it can recycle any water monster in the grave back to the hand, so can just give you back a copy of Dropsies to work with for next turn, or it can recycle, obviously, itself back into the extra deck. So Prank Kids setting 3 and passing, putting up what looks to be a very strong board. 2 cards in hand. Mutant starting off with that Clutch E-Telly yet again in the standby phase, summoning out a copy of ST46, I believe. Or MO5. And so I get it mixed up all the time. I get ST45 and MO5, ST46 and MO5 mixed up all the time. Just because, again, as I watch this back and do commentary, I have to watch it in a reduced quality to get a smooth playback, because this is 4K and my computer is not that great. Their artworks look somewhat similar. It's just I think ST46 has a bit of a darker artwork. And I think he added another copy of the Mutant Mist there. I know Mist isn't the best card, I don't think, in this particular matchup. Can't be targeted with spell effects, and when your opponent activates a trap card or effect, quick effect, banish one card from your hand or field, and then draw 2 cards. So he might not be prioritizing getting that one on the field right now. Instead, try to prioritize getting a copy of the Mutant Beast out onto the field. To have that spell negate ready to possibly stop Pandemonium. But Call by the Grave is going to come in very, very, very clutch to stop MO5 from resolving. And now we are going to see a normal summon of ST46, which, it's in its name. It has ST for spell and trap. Going to be able to at least attempt here to add a mutant spell or trap from deck to hand on normal or special summon. But it looks like Forbidden Chalice being activated. Now, Forbidden Chalice might seem a little weird. Why is it being mained? Well, I believe it's being side decked here for our Prank Shits player. And it's mainly just to play around Contact C. Card is really, really good against the deck. But, a lot of people are starting to main the Charmer Lynx because it does a great job at helping to out the Contact C because, it just takes, I think, one attribute of a specific attribute monster, and then in the other monster could be literally anything. In this case, it would be Contact C. I think our Prank Shits player might be on the Earth Charmer link to link off with the Contact C and any other Prank Shits. And you could also have the opportunity to revive the Contact C from their grave to link off with a Gen to step up into like a Nightmare Unicorn per se, and maybe even then into an Access Code or a Boral Sword or something of that nature. So is definitely prepared for the Contact C in this particular matchup and is not really looking to lose to it. But also coming in very clutch here to stop an ST46 from resolving. It looks like we're going to see a Pandemonium be activated right when his opponent attempts to leave main phase, fusing off that Doodle and a copy of Green. That's going to go ahead and trigger Place to give all of his monsters 500 added attack. Now, you've got to deal with a 2700 attack Toad, which is going to make things even harder for our mutant player here. And looks like Fansy's sending a copy of Pranks and also summoning a copy of Red. And going to go ahead and summon out now a copy of Doodle off of the Weather Washer. So banishing Meow Mew instead of tributing here. That's actually one of the first times I think I've seen Meow Mew be used outside of Battle Butler. So a little bit of a cool play there. It's a little bit of a unique play. Because again, I'm just so used to seeing Meow only ever used in combination with Battle Butler. But using it in this case to extend and maintain that board presence and not have to tribute off his Weather Washer, which is going to be very nice. And obviously, Battle Butler is not going to be doing a whole lot in this particular matchup because his opponent has no monsters on field, just a ton of back row. So he's going to go ahead and link into Nightmare Unicorn, and we're going to see a copy of Mutant Cry get activated, which is basically a fusion card in trap form. It says, during the main phase, fusion summon one mutant fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling the fusion materials listed on it into the deck from among cards on the field, in your graveyard, and or face up banished cards, and you can only activate one per turn. So it looks like that copy of Mutant Cry is going to successfully resolve, summoning out Synthesis, the level 9 fusion, 2500 attack, 2000 defense. If this card is fusion summoned, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. So we'll see if he's going to go ahead and activate that effect. But of course, Totally Awesome is there to pose as a threat. But Synthesis does have another effect. And it looks like he will fall into that sort of trap. Because Synthesis also says, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can activate this effect for the rest of this turn. This face-up card is unaffected by the effects of an opponent's card of the same type, monster, spell, or trap. So he is just going to go ahead and respond with the Mutant Synthesis. I'm assuming making it unaffected by monster effects. So he'll get to blow up a card. And he'll have a Monster Reborn here regardless, which is kind of a blowout card, bringing back Toad. And now also going into Access Code Talker. Yeah, that's pretty good. Access Code Talker is a pretty good card, I heard, especially now that it's at 5,300. And he definitely has some ammunition in the graveyard here. Looks like he's definitely got 2 links at least. And that's going to be 2 instances of destruction that cannot be responded to. $140 card, by the way. I don't know. Do you guys think Access Code Talker deserves the price that it has right now? I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section below. But yeah, I'm going to assume that he changed Synthesis in response to Toad, making it so that it would not be able to be negated by Toad. But I don't think I saw what card he actually ended up destroying with the Synthesis. I might have just missed it if it happened really quick, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. Access Code is going to hit the board, and it's going to banish Unicorn to pop a set Torrential, banish a Doodle to pop a set Cosmic, and we have a 2200 Toad, a boosted Weather Washer, which I think is hanging out at 2500 currently, and a 5300 Access Code, and a 2500 Synthesis, which is going to be rather difficult to get over, but it looks like he's going to normal summon a copy of Blue. And yeah, looks like he is going to go ahead and scoop there. And at this point, I want to remind you guys to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Posting videos pretty much every single day. And definitely go ahead and drop a like if you haven't already, if you're enjoying this video as well. Enjoying the locals feature matches in general. So Mutant going first here in the game 3 situation. Just setting 1, unfortunate. You hate to see it. And just passing over to Prankins to get started with a copy of Place, adding red. Already off to a good start here. And, ooh, there's D-Shifter, but there's Call by the Grave. Oh, man. Nice little bit of back and forth there, but yeah. That's D-Shifter would have been really, really solid if it resolved, but he does have an Ash for the red anyways, which looks like may still get the job done regardless. Unfortunately, he did have to burn 2 cards in hand to be able to slow him down. He'll only take 1,000 from Mew, and he'll just pass turn. Mutant setting a card and passing back to Pranks. That's unfortunate. Not finding, it looks like, any engine there to get going, finding the right amount of cards to completely stop his turn, but, you know, not seeing any cards to get going to take advantage of that. You hate to see it. That's happened to me many, many a times where you have the cards to stop the opponent, but you have no engine cards to take advantage of that position that you're in. So it is what it is. We're going to see Polymerization get activated here to bring out Rocket Ride. And it looks like a Roxy's resolving, summoning out Fansies. Roxy's looks like banishing a Roxy's from hand to draw and summon. And now linking into Meow. Will he have a stop for it? No Solemn Strike this time around. No Ash Blossom either. Sending a copy of Pranks off the Fansies to summon out Blue. And we'll see if he's going to try to set up a Totally Awesome here. It could be very, very possible. You know, by tributing off this Rocket Ride, if you can get another copy of Blue Engrave. Or he could just go ahead and normal summon Blue. That works too. There's 2 Aqua monsters right there. 2 level 2 Aquas. Got that Omni Negate on the board. Very, very strong Omni Negate here. Especially to have against a back row heavy deck like this, being able to shut off any back row or be able to force anything out. And it looks like in this case it's going to be a copy of Solemn Strike. Dropping him down to 5,500 since he already took 1,000 from Mew earlier. And Toad, importantly, will still be able to recycle a blue back from the grave. Because Toad doesn't need to be, you know, properly summoned to be able to activate that effect. Hence why you can send it off something like Nadir's Servant, you know, and to add back water monsters from the grave. Now we're going to see Rocket Ride tag into red and blue respectively here. And I imagine we'll see him probably link into a Doodle or Bow Wow to, you know, recur more advantage. It looks like he is going to activate copy of red. And I believe a copy of blue here. I don't think he's used blue yet. It's going to summon out green and yellow. or Fansies and Roxy's. And we'll see what he is going to do here. He hasn't activated Pandemonium yet, so he isn't locked into Prank Kids monsters right now. So he can go into whatever he wants. He can go all the way up into Access Code, Nightmare Unicorn. We'll see if that's the route he's going to take, but it looks like he's going to just tag Doodle Doo to add back to adding a Pranks and I think another Prank Kid. Not sure which one. It might have been Red. But now he's going to link the green and yellow into Bow Wow Bark. And it looks like he also has a set copy of Chalice here, so prepared for that Contact C if it ever shows up, which it hasn't so far, and I don't honestly think it will at this point since we're in Game 3. And if our Prank Kids player side, or if our Mutant player sided in, I wouldn't be shocked, but he's already maining very, very effective cards in this matchup like D-Shifter and Ash, so adding Contact C may be a bit overkill, because as we know, oversiding can be just as bad as undersiding. Yeah, going to swing in for a little bit of damage here with Meow Mew and Bow Wow Bark, dropping his opponent down to 2,000. He'll resolve a Pranks and go ahead and pass turn. It looks like we're going to see a standby phase Bow Wow to add back yellow and green. Has probably a very strong Pandemonium setup, and yeah, it looks like as soon as he enters main phase, we're going to see him activate a Pandemonium, or this might be when his opponent tries to leave main phase here. I think he just set one and is attempting to leave the main phase to go to end phase, and that's why we're going to see this Pandemonium. That's going to bring out Weather Washer. We're going to see him resolve some effects, yellow among one of them, banishing a green to draw to summon out another green, and a blue as well, off of what I think was a green. And he'll offer the cut. He's going to go ahead and draw one. Those brand new sleeves, you got to love it. Always slippery and sliding all over the place. But yeah, he did have a set torrential that he just picked up, but it's not going to matter because he just needs to go into the battle phase for game. And yeah, it looks like Prank Kids taking this match 2-1. If you guys want to see more of my videos, check out the two popping up on the bottom of the screen right now. And I also want to give a huge shout out to all of the members that support this channel. And special thanks goes to our Divine level channel members, and they are Cadillacs84 and Pony Stark. Thank you guys so much as always for your continued and generous support.